Okay, welcome everybody to Fitter and Faster Live TV. As we just let people continue to sign in, just wanted to say welcome. Hope everybody's healthy and safe and ready to get back to some swimming. I know we all are, so thank you for being with us today. We have a very special family with us today. It is the DeLoof family, and they're coming from two different locations. So I'll let them click back in here and we can say hello to everybody. All right.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
All right. What's up, everybody? So we have Richard is the only man in the picture. We have Patty, who's mom. Okay, there we go. And then with you guys, we have Jackie as well, right?
Yes.
And then out in San Diego, we have Allie, Gabby, and Catie. How are you, girls?
Good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for being on here. So we'll just go straight to Richard and Patty. Just tell us, what is it like to raise 4 girls and 4 swimmers?
Do you want to take
Go
that
ahead,
one? Well, never a dull moment, that's for sure. I often recall having to have the house stocked with lots of food because I never had enough. And preparing the meals seemed endless, but at the same time, it was a fun experience to participate and learn and grow with them through the sport. Do you have anything?
And I've always felt like I've been blessed among women.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you've done well to survive. I congratulate you.
Well, thank you. It's a
So
pleasure.
how did they get into swimming in the first place, Richard?
Well, we actually started with Allie over at the park club swimming, and one followed the other. And then after that year, we all swam for the club over at the Grosse Pointe Yacht Club, and had a great coach over there, Coach Fred Mahalik. And he kind of saw the spark in the girls and then encouraged them to consider swimming year-round at Point Aquatics. So that evolution kind of came really out of a fun type of swimming environment to a more competitive one, and then ultimately to Michigan swimming.
Yeah, that's amazing. So how, was there ever a time where the girls were doing other sports other than swimming?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Patty, Jackie, they all participated in track field. They played basketball, soccer, and swam.
Yeah.
Let's not forget those other little activities like ballet and piano along the route as well.
Right.
Which I think definitely helped them in regards to their confidence and their poise and performance in front of large groups.
Yeah.
Gabby and I played basketball with our mom. Our mom was our coach at one point, so
We have to foster that.
Oh, wow. Okay. So what's the age difference? Allie, you're the oldest, right?
yes. Sorry,
Yeah. So how old are you?
I'm 25.
Okay. Then it goes Gabby next.
Yep, I'm 24.
Okay. Catie
23.
and Jackie.
I'm 21.
Oh, wow. So all pretty close together, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, we had 4 under 4 at one time.
Oh, wow. Wow. Was there ever a time where like, did you find out the sex of each child, before they were born, or did you wait until they were born?
We found out through ultrasounds.
Yeah.
I'm the type of person that likes to be prepared, so that was part of my innate personality of needing to know.
Well, that's good. We didn't have to change the decor too much, which is good.
Right, or the clothes as well. Kind of worked.
Yeah. So I imagine Allie got all the new stuff, and everybody else got the hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the time the clothes came to Jackie, she felt that she deserved some new things because after a few years, she felt they were all worn out.
Yeah. So I imagine Allie was the first person to swim. Is that correct? Yeah. So was there anyone that didn't really want to swim? Like, is there anyone that didn't want to go in that direction?
Well, personally, there wasn't. Originally we got them involved in swimming just to be safe through swim lessons because there's so much water in Michigan, and growing around the Great Lakes definitely wanted them to be safe. And so they didn't really, I think, have an option, at least early on, in regards to taking lessons. But then as they grew up and became more competitive, other things got pushed to the side in regards to sports, and they really had to kind of narrow down what it is that they wanted to focus on.
Yeah. It's crazy. Well, I couldn't imagine having 4 kids under 4 years old during this time where everybody's stuck at home. That would be terrible.
Yeah, that'd be
Yeah, we're
something.
already stepping on each other's toes in the apartment in San Diego, so it's like growing up all over again around here.
Yeah, so the 3 of you are now professional athletes, right? And living together out in San Diego. What's that like, Allie?
It's a lot of fun. I mean, we definitely have our ups and downs. Like, I'm more of the type of person who will like kind of worry a little bit more about stroke or my times or my technique and things like that, or anything that like my coach says. And Katie's like, Allie, you gotta chill, like move on, move forward. So Katie's more of the person that kind of like brings me back to reality, which is really good. We push each other. It's nice to be around each other, but then also like trying to find that space for our alone time can be kind of difficult too, because we're constantly together.
Yeah. Yeah. So Gabby, how did you manage that personally? Like, you've got an older sister that you look up to, and then, you're competitive and you race against. How did you manage to be sisters, but also, be competitive at the same time?
Yeah, it's always been a friendly competition, especially in practice. We'll be like, oh, who can go faster? And I think that also helped us to become better swimmers and better competitors. But it was always friendly. It was never like, I'm not going to talk to you for 5 days if I beat you in 100 free, or like 100 back. And I think it also helped that like Allie specializes in 100 back. I'm the 200 free, and Katie's 100 free. But it's also fun when there's been meets that we've been together at where we're all in the same heat, swimming the same.
Yeah.
So that's fun. But it's also just like we know what we're good at, and then it's all fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I have twin girls who are 11 years old, and they always tell me that they have best friends who are other people, but really when I see them together, it's like they're really best friends, but they won't admit it. I mean, do you feel like that about your sisters, Catie? Is there that type of relationship with your family?
Yeah, I would say so. I mean, your sisters are your friends that you can tell them the truth, and if they get mad at you, they have to forgive you at some point, so they can't just not talk to you. So I think it's easier to tell your sisters the truth versus a friend where they might get mad and not talk to you for a few days, where you're in the same household, you're kind of forced to.
Yeah. And Jackie, you're the youngest. You're gonna have to move over a little bit so I can get you on camera as well. But what's it like being the youngest of the 4 sisters?
It's been fine. I mean, I always look up to my sisters, but swimming professionally was never in the cards for me, and it was just something that I did for fun. But it was always nice to see them succeed and support them, and they always took care of me, and I could always count on Catie to tell me the truth about everything.
Yeah. Who picked on you the most?
I feel like
For sure now, so choose your words wisely.
Allie was always the nicest to me, and she was always on my side. But Catie and Gabby.
Yeah.
We kind of had teams growing up. It was Gabby and I versus Allie and Jackie. So if fighting with Gabby, I would fight with Gabby too.
Yeah. Oh, that's cool. So Richard, how did you deal with having four girls pretty much in college at the same time?
Well, that was kind of exciting, different careers, different opportunities that came forward, but it was nice to have them together, especially for swimming and competition, all being at Michigan. There was a time in which when they started looking into colleges, where would they go, and would we have to divide and conquer at some of these meets? So it was really cool that they were all able to swim for Michigan and go to school at Michigan.
Yeah. Yeah. And how was that decision? Like, how did you each individually make the decision to end up at Michigan? Or was there a family meeting and so we're all going to go to the same place? Or did you just happen to go that way? Gabby, you tell me.
Allie definitely was like, I think her decision was a little easier. I think she wanted to stay close to home. But when I was going through my process of college recruiting, I always told my parents, don't think I'm going to Michigan because Allie's there. I was like, I'm going to be my own person. But then I ended up choosing Michigan. And I always told myself if I wanted to stop swimming or if I got an injury and swimming came to an end, would I want to still be at the University of Michigan for school? And I was like, yeah, I love Michigan. They had the program that I wanted to major in, and I just loved the feel of Ann Arbor. And it was lucky enough that we were only an hour away from campus. So it was like a home away from home. And then Catie, do you want to talk about Michigan? I went to Michigan kind of because I wanted to be with my sisters and I wanted to have like people who I had already known like with me and support me on my journey. And a few of my friends from high school were also attending the University of Michigan when I went. So I kind of wanted to be with them and I wanted to have people who I know throughout my 4 years before like starting off not knowing anyone and making new relationships.
Yeah. That's cool. So Patty, you mentioned before that they would eat you out of house and home. How did you keep up with that in terms of dinner time? Like there must have been a lot of cooking going on.
Yeah, and I think I've learned to cook for large parties, and Costco is my friend.
Yeah, no doubt.
Buy in bulk, and it definitely worked out.
Did they all have their own rooms growing up, or did they share bedrooms?
Well, let's see. Allie had her own room. Gabby had her own room, but Catie and Jackie shared a room. But it was a very large room. I could fit 3 of them in there, so they just.
Now my twin girls, I put them in separate beds, but then I'll come back 10 minutes later and they'll be sleeping together all the time, every night. Was there any? Did the girls ever do that?
Yeah, I think they liked to have some what they called sleepovers or kind of special kind of nights that they'd all sleep together in one room.
Yeah, that's cool. Well, what else? What are some other things that we should know here, Richard? Like, give us some other insights into raising 4 girls, 4 swimmers.
Well, it's pretty interesting to have 4 women in your life, not excluding Patty as our 5th, but it wasn't much like walking a tightrope because they were pretty confident young women and very easy to talk to growing up. The nice thing is that I always enjoyed letting them know how much we appreciated their swimming and their capabilities and what they were able to achieve, as opposed to kind of a competition among each other. They really worked out their differences pretty nicely and eagerly. And there were some times it was a challenge because they're strong, independent women, and they all have I guess what I'm trying to say is their independence can not be stubborn, but they're direct and accomplished girls, and they know what they want. Yeah,
that's true. And I talked to one of their coaches today from Michigan, Rick Bishop, and he was telling me, I asked them just individually what were they like, and then together what were they like, and he said that obviously they're all they're all very different. They had very different personalities, and they were actually in different training groups. They would train differently. They would coach differently. It wasn't like they all were in the same training group doing the same things. Is that how you girls remember it as well? Were you in separate groups? Yeah.
Yeah, which was really nice. Like, Gabby is more of like a workhorse, so she can train pretty well and not like she never dies ever. And I'm the mix where I'm like sprint, but also I can push out a little bit to not fully to the 200, but like I still need a little bit more aerobic work. But like I will die after, like my body just won't recover after a really hard session sometimes. So I was mainly like with the sprint group, and then I think Catie was kind of the same as me, but like she could also do a little bit more of the 200 work. So we weren't always together, which was nice and kind of relieving. But then the best part, honestly, was lifting at Michigan, because I feel like when you lift on a college team, you kind of find the people that are similar in body type to you and can lift the same weights, but then you push each other. And then towards the end, I felt like we were all kind of like choosing to lift together and like push each other, which was really exciting. So I like lifting, and that really was something that I always looked forward to. I don't know about the other girls, but yeah.
Jackie, was it hard at any point to follow in your older sister's footsteps at all?
I feel like yes, but no, because I feel like I just had to figure out that and understand, I guess, what am I trying to say? Like, I had to accept that, you know, my capabilities are my capabilities and their capabilities are their capabilities. And like, I just had to look and make goals for myself and not compare myself to them and be like, well, they're going this fast, so like I should try and be that fast. It was just like, I need to set my own personal goals and like have my own personal growth aside from theirs.
Yeah, that's a good point. And I kind of want your mom's perspective on that too. Like, Patty, was it hard for you sometimes when one was doing really well and the other one might be struggling? Or was there ever a time where you felt like, you know, you didn't want to compare girls? Or how did you treat them individually?
Well, I don't think, and maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think we did that kind of comparison of them growing up. I think Richard and I knew their own strengths and weaknesses and how to foster that in regards to, you know, their own individual personalities. You know, was there a need for some reward, you know, based upon a performance or a goal that they had set in order to, you know, keep that motivation going. But I don't think we, you know, necessarily said, oh, well, you got to, you know, beat your sister or whatever. You had to really look at them as individuals and see where their strengths were and, you know, foster that and motivate that each individually. And even doing that may have differed, you know, based upon the girl themselves.
Yeah.
I think it was kind of nice also too, because our mom and dad, while they've been around swimming for so long growing up, they don't necessarily know too much about the sport, and they don't really know what times mean, but they know what our times are. So they know if, like, we won a best time or something like that, but they're not too into the sport as like some of the parents might be. My mom was a runner growing up, but she did a lot of marathons, so she knows a lot about running. And Dad is, you know, he's finding his thing. He likes working out right now. So.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things, and Catie hit on it, we were more parents as opposed to coaching or coaches. I think that was one of the things that helped them along the way too, because we didn't coach them. And the coaches that did, like Fred and Mike, and their high school coaches, and then Mike Bottom and Rick Bishop later, that was their job. They coached them and we parented them. And so we never talked about how good they were or how great they were. They're, you know, they're kind of humble and in a lot of respects. And even though they're pretty confident and determined, we just kind of let them do their thing. And I think the girls would, agree to that too, that we really kind of were lovers of the sport, if you will, and encouraged them to continue to do what they did so well.
Yeah. That's great advice for parents. I know that it's tough to raise athletes, and you don't know, how far to push or how far to be supportive. It's definitely a struggle to figure that out. And it seems like you guys really got the mix correct. The obvious question is, did you guys ever put a relay together?
Yeah.
Once.
Yeah.
Once.
We did.
Yeah, the back club. Yeah.
Yeah, club.
Where at?
It was our summer league right before Allie went off to college, I think, at the Girls Point Yacht Club. So we swam short course meters outside, which was really fun. And I think we put together a 200 free relay, and that was the only time that we all swam. The four of us on a relay together.
Yeah.
At Michigan, the three of us were on relays together, or the two of us, There's only one time.
Yeah, that's cool. Now, the three of you in San Diego right now, I think you all three were on the team that won the Big Ten championship together in 2016. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was that experience like, Allie?
Oh, it was so exciting. I mean, that was the first time. So I was a senior, and that was the first time we had won Big Tens in about, I think it was 12 years. So to be there for 4 years and to see my growth, but then to see the team's growth, the first year I was on the team, we got sixth. And I remember the coaches were so hard on us. They wanted us to win right away. It's Michigan. We have lots of great sports, and every year we got better and better. And it just kind of showed the coaching change that we had and the type of people and the accountability as a team that we had. So winning at home at Michigan my senior year was just awesome. I was really excited to be a part of it. And then to have my sisters there was even cooler, So
Yeah.
and then they moving forward, they went on to win, I think, 3 more Big Ten championships. So to even say that I was a part of the changing of the program, winning, and then continual winning in the Big Ten for a couple of years was really cool to say that I was a part of as well.
Yeah. Well, now the three of you are also professional athletes, and you swam. The three of you swam in the ISL last season, and are looking at doing it next season as well. Gabby, talk to us about your experience in the International Swim League for the first year.
Yeah, it was really cool to be a part of. We were all in the New York Breakers, so that was another event that we were all together to be on a team and compete for. It's a totally different competition than dual meets or Big Tens or NCAAs. It's so fast paced. I remember the first meet, they had me doing the 200 free, the 200 back, and the 100 back, and they were all 5 to 10 minutes apart, and I was like, oh my God, no time to warm down. And it was be in the ready room, walk out, and go.
Yeah.
But it was just really exciting to be a part of that, and it was just going and racing with literally the best people in the world. It seemed like it was a little mini Olympics because you had people from all these different countries competing, but then even coming together on the same team, I feel the New York Breakers team itself had the most international people, so it was really fun to get to know other people and how they train and how they compete and just form new friendships that way.
Yeah, cool. I wrote down some questions. I think I got some funny ones. We're going to try and play a little game to see who picks who on these questions. But just briefly, real quick, what did you all study in college? Allie, what did you study?
I got my undergrad in psychology and my master's in elementary education.
Oh, you did a master's?
Yeah.
Wow, congrats. Nice work. All right, Gabby, what did you study?
Sport management.
Excellent. And Catie?
I did sociology with a minor in law, justice, and social change.
Okay. And Jackie, what did you study?
Health and fitness in the School of Kinesiology.
Okay. What are you going to do next? Your sisters are going pro. What do you plan on doing next?
I'm gonna finish I have an extra semester to finish of school, and then I'm gonna start applying to PA schools and hopefully get in. Yeah, that's my plan.
Excellent. All right. Well, I got some questions here, and I want you guys to just maybe point at the person you think this applies to the most. But it might be hard because Jackie's in another state right now. But
I'm forward for Jackie.
Yeah.
just let me know, who's the person most likely to skip practice? Jackie, what point of view?
Me, it's me.
All right, Mom, this one's for you. Who was the best baby?
Me.
I'd have to say Allie.
Oh, wow.
I hate to say this, but my two middle girls were college.
My dad this question.
I thought I was right, though.
That was a very much of a job.
All right, I'll ask your dad this question. Who was the easiest teenager?
Allie.
Allie, little princess is winning everything here.
Allie, well, actually, that was quick. Allie was good because she was the first, but Katie, they were all pretty good. Katie was cool. Gabby was. Jackie was probably the biggest challenge.
She liked
baby.
She liked to test the waters.
Yeah. The girl,
By the time she came around, it was like the rules were out the door. It was like,
exactly. That's right.
Exactly.
You know.
Okay, who's the most competitive?
Oh, Gabby.
Gabby. Yeah.
Gabby. Okay, nice. Everybody agrees on that one. Who's the most outgoing?
Allie.
Allie.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, then the opposite of that. Who's the most introverted?
Katie.
Katie. All right.
Yeah, Katie was kind of fun growing up. A couple of things when we'd go out to parties, birthday parties or family gatherings or a friend's house. Katie would always be ready, tapping us on the shoulder, saying, "I'm ready to go home now." He was like our ace in the hole because we never had to stay too long because Katie always wanted to go home to bed.
Yeah, I'm with Katie on that one. I agree with her on that. Who's most likely to go on The Bachelor?
Jackie.
What?
Jackie, they're throwing you under the bus there. All right. Who's most likely to die first in a zombie apocalypse?
Katie.
You. Sure.
Katie, you're dead. All right. Who's most likely to go furthest on a game of Survivor?
Ooh.
Oh, maybe.
Jackie.
Interesting.
Jackie, hey?
I feel like you always know everything. Did you know what this? Did you know that? So I feel like you could survive, Jackie.
She'd be all up in the gossip, would she?
Yeah.
Growing up, Jackie was always at the dinner table. Did you know?
Like Harry goes in the dark.
That's good. Well, I appreciate it. Well, that's good. Well, let's go. I'll turn on the chat for a second, see if anybody in the audience has some questions here. Let's go to chat. All right. If anybody has some questions for the girls or mom and dad, let us know. Or if you just want to say hi, send us a little shout out. Taylor Smith, shout out from Michigan. Julia Schmidt, or Julie Schmidt. Go blue. Okay, who else we got on here?
Hard to see.
Any questions out there? You guys see the questions as well? All right, there's a question. How do you balance homework and swimming in high school? Who's the best at doing that in the family?
Gabby. Gabby's very organized. Yeah, I'm very organized. Always had a planner. I felt like I planned ahead, like a week or two for assignments or essays, especially papers for English, and reading books and also studying for midterms and exams. So just keeping a planner on track of being like, oh, I need to read X amount of pages to get this done, or like really planning out things for school. I guess it's hard. I feel like I've been out of high school for a while. But really just using my planner to plan things and then focusing on swimming and going to swimming. There were also times that we would get out early to go study, so it's not like we'd go swim for an hour and 15 minutes and be like, hey, we got to study for this exam. So it's never like all school or all swimming.
Tell us your events, each one of you, real quick. Allie?
50 free, 100 free, 100 back.
Okay, Gabby?
100, 200 free, 200 back.
Okay, Catie?
Freestyle. Some freestyle.
Sprint free. All right, Jackie, what about you?
I swam 50 free, 100 free, and 200 free.
So you had 4 girls and you didn't have one breaststroke, or what happened?
We have a lot of limbs. We look like string beans. We saw a breaststroke. Yeah.
No, I am either. Okay. All right. What else have we got here? How are you girls coping with not being able to work out right now?
Who wants to answer that?
We got some equipment from Dick's. Our mom bought us a lovely spin bike, so we've been spinning. We're lucky enough to be in San Diego, so it's been actually last week was rainy, but this week is sunny. So taking a lot of walks, but also like I'm boxing, I'm shadow boxing here. We're trying to do high intensity circuits, but just keeping in shape outside of the pool is what we're really working on.
I think it's definitely been hard mentally to be out of our routine as athletes and swimmers. We get up, we have our breakfast, we go to the pool, we come back, we lift, so we were busy like all day, and now we're not doing as much, so that's kind of like the difficult part. But I think we've all been doing a good job of like getting up when our alarm rings, having breakfast, trying to find something to do, or I don't know. It's just been tough that way mentally without the routine, though, for sure.
Yeah. Allie, did you wear a nose plug in backstroke?
On and off, like not really until like now, I think. So I don't know. It's like a love-hate relationship, but I love the nose clip now.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. What else have we got here?
What's your favorite food to eat?
Pizza.
Pizza. Okay. What else?
I like any candy, any dessert, any sweet.
Gabby's got a big sweet tooth.
Oh yeah. You guys ever fight over food? Like, who ate my this or who ate that?
Jackie would do that a lot.
Only when we were growing up. Jackie liked her food. If we got takeout or something, we'd write on the box like Jackie's food, don't eat it.
Oh wow.
We didn't really fight over food too much. The big thing we fought about in our family was clothes. Because we were growing up, we were basically all the same size. And we could always tell when someone went into our closet, or if somebody left for school early, we'd be like, oh my gosh, did so-and-so take my clothes? We would literally be like running around the house, like screaming at each other, asking for our clothes back and things.
Yeah.
And with like shoes, even with shoes, like we would steal each other's shoes. And I would always know when somebody stole my shoes, Catie, because my feet are super narrow and everybody else's feet are wide. So I'd be like, somebody ruined my shoes because they wore them. They're too big for my feet. So that was like the big thing. And I remember I would have friends over and we would like somebody would take somebody's cell phone and like run around the house and like thought it was so funny and like keep it and try to look through it. And we would just be like screaming while someone's friends were over, and it would be great.
Richard, do you have 5 bathrooms in the house?
Let's see. We have 3 baths, 3 full baths. So the girls, again, Jackie and Catie shared one, and Gabby and Allie shared one, right?
Yeah.
And then we had our own, mom and dad. Then
but
we have a
hot water would run out if Jackie took a 30-minute
You had to be
shower.
first in the shower.
I was just going to say,
Yeah.
Jackie likes a lot of hot water.
Mm.
Or blow a fuse when 2 people were blow drying their hair at the same time.
Oh my gosh, yes. The
Yeah.
fuse blow.
I bet. There must be hair ties all over the house as well.
That too. And their hair is so long. There's a lot of long hair.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's about 35 minutes in. So, listen, we really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming on here. It's nice to get to know the family a little bit. And anything else you guys want to leave us with?
Just keep your head up in the tough times. I know it's really hard right now, but do the best you can. I've been practicing a lot of gratitude. I write down 3 things I'm grateful for every day. And that seems to be helping me. So, yeah, just stay strong and we'll get through all this and keep practicing hard.
Yeah, appreciate it. What's the TV show you guys are into right now?
Grey's Anatomy.
Oh, Grey's Anatomy.
What about you guys?
I haven't watched anything lately.
No.
I'm reading.
Elite. I'm watching Elite on Netflix.
Oh.
I used to watch it with me, but.
All right. Well, listen, Richard and Patty as well. And Jackie, we really appreciate you coming on. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it was our pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.